Hey guys, what's up? My name is Emil. I'm 15 years old, and well, it have been 2 years that I'm learning programming, and I have won several competitions during this 2 years, and also at the same time, I learned basic concepts of programming in Perfect Academy. So now I will share all of my skills in this video, in this playlist. Yeah, and today's video is about JavaScript, and this video means that we just started a new playlist that uh, I'm just going to teach you in JavaScript. Well, yeah. So and also, well, today we're going to look at what's JavaScript, how to write code in JavaScript, and what's IDE, what do we need to just download to write code in JavaScript. So let's get into it and just answer these questions. Yeah. So let's get into it. So what's JavaScript? Well, first question is what's JavaScript? JavaScript is a dynamic programming language that it's used on a client side, also on a server side. So it used to make our we're using to build APIs. We're using JavaScript to build APIs. Also, we're using JavaScript to make our web page look beautiful, amazing, and live. So that's why we need to just learn JavaScript. So, and yeah, now to write code in JavaScript, we need to just download an IDE. And some people can ask that what's IDE? Why we need to just download that IDE, that program. That program, we are going to use an IDE to edit our codes. Yeah, it will help us to write our code easily. So to write it, we need to just download IDE. So that's it. Yeah, and they have a lot of IDEs like Sublime Text, Atom, WebStorm, Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio. But I'm going to use a Visual Studio Code. So let's get into it and just download that Visual Studio Code. Yeah. So just open your browser. And after opening your browser, just go to Visual Studio Code download. Yeah, and then go to this link, code.visualstudio.com. Just click here, and yeah. So let's him just open, and let's just wait for it. So yeah, it opens. Yeah, now you need to just choose one of these operating systems. Mine is Windows, so you can choose Mac if yours is Mac. Yours is Mac, so just download it. I'm going to click Windows, but I'm not going to download it because I just already downloaded it and installed it. So after downloading it, you need to just go to YouTube and search for how to install a Visual Studio Code. I can't show you how to install it because my computer is very low. If I'm going to uninstall that IDE, and then it will took us like 1 hour to install it again. So yeah, you need to just search it on YouTube. Yeah. So after downloading and installing it, we need to just write some code. Yeah. So just open your IDE, minus U, Visual Studio Code, and yeah, let's just wait. Yeah, and here we go. It opens a welcome page. Yeah. So now we need to open a project. To create a project, we want to just write code, so we need to just create a project. Yeah. So create project. You're just clicking here and creating a folder. Yeah. I'm going to call it awesome JavaScript. This is my folder, so I'm just going to here. You can click here this button and also click this button, or you can click this file and then open folder. Just click here, go and find your project. Mine is awesome JavaScript. I'm going to choose it. Yeah, here it opens. Here we go. So now we need to just create a file. Yeah. So we say that JavaScript used to create websites, make it very live. So it means that our JavaScript codes works in HTML, our web page. Yeah. So first of all, we need to just create an index HTML. And by the way, we're going to use an HTML and CSS too in this lessons. So you need to just have a little bit knowledge about HTML and CSS. Yeah, let's get into it and create file. So just click this button and index.html. Then just press enter, and here we go. It says index.html. Yeah, we just created an HTML file. Now we need to just create our JavaScript file. So to create it, I'm going to create a JavaScript folder. Okay, I'm going to say GS, and this is where I'm going to create my JavaScript files. So just click this folder and click this file button, and after clicking here, write main.js. Don't forget to write .js. So yeah, don't forget to write .js, because if you not write, it will create a txt file, not JavaScript file. So now we say that our JavaScript works on index.html or HTML file. So first of all, we need to just put our main.js file inside our HTML file. Yeah. So to write it, write exclamation point. It will write this text. Just press enter, and here we go. After writing it, just go to this between this body tags and write script and press enter. You can write your JavaScript code between the script tags like hello world, but I'm going to write our code in main.js. Yeah, you know. So to write it, I'm going to say script. Yeah. Just write it again. Script. Yeah. Now I'm going to write here an src attribute. Src means source. So here we go. It shows us two the index.html file and JavaScript folder. Just click the JavaScript folder and main.js. Yeah, we just put our main.js file inside our HTML file. Now it's time to write our first line of code. Yeah, so let's get into it and write our code. To write code, just go to your main.js file and write console.log hello world. So it says just go to the console, and this log method says just print the hello world text to the console, and hello world, and also you can write it with single quotes. You can see that I'll write it with double quotes. Let me just make it bigger. You can see it. Yeah. So I'm just going to make it single quote. Oh, yeah. You can also write it with single quote. So I'm just going to write hello world with double quotes. Yeah. You can see it. Now we need to just run it. So to run it, just go to your browser and write file C users user desktop. I'm going to my desktop, and I'm opening my project awesome JavaScript. Then index.html, and you can see they have nothing. So just right click to your mouse and inspect it. After inspecting, there will be some HTML elements like head tags, meta tags, body tags. Just don't mention it. Just go to console and see what happens. It prints it out, hello world, and here we go. We can see it. Yeah. So let me just write another one. Console.log. This is my first line of code in JavaScript. You can say DM. Yeah. So let's just go and refresh it again. This is my first line of code in JavaScript. Here we go. And let me just create another one with single quotes here. So console.log. I'm going to put single quotes, and I'm going to write. And also don't forget to put a semicolon to end of your code here. It's very important in JavaScript. JavaScript is the dynamic programming language. So let's just refresh it again. And JavaScript is dynamic programming language. So that's it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Well, see you in the next lesson.